They will be analyzing EURUSD, GBPUSD, and GBPJPY. Okay, so we'll be looking forward for some trades in the upcoming week. Okay, so in this one, we will start with the daily time frame. On the EURUSD, we have this daily break of structure to the upside. So the recent one is this one, is the break of structure to the upside. Okay, and we have this other block here. All right, that's the daily order block. Okay, so on a daily time frame too, we have this equal lows liquidity. Okay, yeah, we have this equal low. Okay, and we have this fractal break of structure. Okay, we had this break of structure to the downside on the fractal, daily fractal. Okay. Okay, because this low was 1.15420 and this low was 1.15424. Okay, so this wasn't a fractal break. Okay, so let's go to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, let me check the daily 2 again. Okay, yeah. So on the daily time frame, we have this 4-hour break of structure to the downside. Okay. So I will classify this as a 4-hour break of structure to the downside. Okay, because this this high broke this low, and then we had three consecutive candlesticks. Okay, so this candlesticks, it pulled back, and also let's see if we got a retracement to the. Okay, we didn't get a retracement to the 0.382 fib. Okay, so I want to classify this as a break of structure technically. Okay, so we have this order block here on the forward time frame. Okay, so because of this equal lows liquidity, I won't focus on this order block here. I'll not take trade on this order block. All right. So the recent 4-hour fractal break of structure to the upside was this one. That's the recent fractal break of structure to the upside. Okay. So on a 1-hour time frame, let's mark the 1-hour time frame and see. So on the 1-hour time frame, as you can see, we had this inducement. Price swept the inducement and then break structure. So we've done a video on inducement, major inducement and the minor inducement. Okay, so this would have been classified as a major inducement. Price swept it. We didn't get a good retracement. Price broke that low and then gave another inducement here. Price came back to sweep that and then sweep it again. Okay, so in the 1-hour time frame, we have a structure break here, then break of structure to the upside here. Okay, so on the 1-hour time frame, this is a break of structure, valid break of structure, because we swept liquidity before breaking the structure. Okay, and then on the 1 hour, we have another change of character here. Okay, so on this 1 hour time frame, we're having this inducement, which is a major inducement. We have this inducement, this inducement. So price came back, swept all these inducements. Okay, so this will be a valid order block to trade from. All right, so if I am to take a trade from that order block here, okay, I'll wait for this equal lows to get swept before I take that trade. Or better still, I can wait for price to return here, give me a confirmation shift with a supply zone remover, then I'll take the trade to the upside. Okay, because we all don't know what price will like do. All right. So on the lower time frame too, we have this. Let's go to the 15 minutes time frame. See. Okay. So on the 15 minutes time frame, we have this other block. This break of structure to the downside. All right. That's the break of structure to the downside. Okay. As you can see, we have this inducement here. Price swept this inducement, mitigated 5 minutes supply here because this is an unmitigated wick. We have a supply zone here. All right. So I'll show you how I took trade from here to here, and then I took this trade also to the upside. Okay. So this is a 15 minutes break of structure to the downside. When you come to the 15 minutes, 5 minutes time frame, let's see. All right. I had this other block on a 5 minutes time frame. Okay. So as you can see, I had this liquidity here. So I waited for that liquidity to be swept. All right. And price mitigate this fair value supply zone. As you can see, we had a very good shift here to break the structure. Okay, on the lower time frame. Then I took the trade from that other block here. Okay, so it was something like this. My stop loss above here. My take profit on that 50 minutes supply. Okay. So I took partials here. Now the partial was on 1:3 risk to reward. Here. Okay, so I took 1.5 here. And then I waited for the full take profit. So I was at 3.5 risk to reward instead of 4.47 risk to reward. It was 4.4 something in total, but it was above 4 risk to reward. Okay. So I had this other block too here. The reason I took this trade was because of this zone removal here. Supply zone removed it. So on the 5 minute time frame too, I had this shift here. Okay. I got a candle closure here. That was when I took this trade on this other block. My stop loss was below this block here, and my take profit was up here. Okay, for a 1:4 risk reward. Okay, so on the 50 minutes time frame, let's analyze it. So we had this break of structure to the downside. On the 50 minutes time frame, we had this break of structure to the downside. Okay, so after that break of structure to the downside, we got a supply fill here. Okay, so that supply fill made me to take this trade to tackle this and get a structure shift here. Okay, so our next trade, potential trade on EURUSD, because we have so this is the inducement here. Okay, and we have a valid order block here. Okay, so I'll be waiting for that, for price to come here, sweep this, mitigate this demand zone, give me a shift, then I'll buy from that other block to this upside. So that's my narrative on EURUSD. But if price is to break this zone and confirm it fail, then I'll take trade on the immediate order block on that price leg. Okay, so on that immediate order block, this fails, then I'll take the trade to the downside. okay, to break this one, because I'm not anticipating this demand zone to hold because of that equal low liquidity here. So you have one tap, two tap. All right. So that's my narrative on EURUSD. Okay. So the trade will be something like this. I'll wait for confirmation because of that low below. Okay. This will be my trade. All right. So I'll take partial here. But mostly I take partial on 1:3 risk reward and then break even, then hold the remaining trade. Okay. So this will be the trade idea. So let's go to GBPUSD. Okay. So on GBPUSD on the daily time frame, let's the recent break of structure is here. Okay. That's the recent break of structure. So the recent factor, we have this break, we got this break 2 on a factor, and then we have a change here. Okay. So on the 4-hour time frame, this is a break of structure on the 4-hour time frame for me. All right. So I'm having this other block here. All right. So I'll be waiting for price to tap this other block, and then we'll be going upside to the, because the US dollar is bearish. Okay. Fundamentally, the US dollar is not bearish, but according to macroeconomic news, we had a weak currency. All right. So the recent fractal breakthrough, we have this fractal break. Okay. So let's analyze this on the 1-hour time frame and see. So on the 1-hour time frame, we had this inducement, okay. And we're having this 1-hour other block 2 here. All right. So the 15 minutes time frame, on the 15 minutes time frame, we have this break of structure, so downside. Okay. So I was waiting for price to mitigate this block on the 15 minutes time frame, and then I sell. But price couldn't mitigate that. As you can see, it mitigated the order flow here without mitigating this supply zone. Okay. So I missed that trade here. So we have this 15 minutes break of structure to the downside. All right. After taking this inducement, we mitigated an order flow here and then shifted back to the downside. Okay. After having a break here. Okay. So price gave a lower time frame confirmation, and then the trade would have been like this. Okay, for 1:3 to 3.38 risk reward. Okay. So we are having a break of structure, valid break of structure to the downside on 50 minutes time frame. So we have another break of structure. Okay. After sweeping this high, mitigating it was 1 hour. Yeah. After sweeping that high, mitigating this 1 hour block. Okay. And then heading to the downside to break a structure here. All right. So we are not having any valid inducement in this price leg here. We don't have any valid inducement. If you want to get a knowledge about the inducement, please check my other videos. Okay. So I'll be waiting for price to give me a break here for this to be considered as an inducement. Then I'll be waiting for price to mitigate this other block here, and I'll be waiting for a shift, or I can still sell on that immediate other block because of the major inducement it will form. Okay, and I'll look to target 1:3 risk reward. All right, so that's my trade idea. I'm not having any sell here because of no inducement. So if I'm to sell this trade, I'll be waiting for price to come up, sweep this inducement, mitigate this other block, give me a shift, then I'll sell to that demand zone here, then I'll buy. All right. So this will act as my major inducement. Okay. For this supply zone to be valid. If and only if I don't get an inducement in this price leg here. Okay. So in order to get an inducement, I have to break, price has to break this low to confirm this as an inducement, then I will sell. So when price mitigates this other block, I'll be looking for a 1 hour internal change of character to the upside. Then I'll buy to the upside, okay, to tackle this inducement here. Right, so the trade idea would be like this. That's a trade idea for GBP USD. So on GBPJPY, on the daily time frame, you have this break of structure. Okay. On the daily time frame, this is a fractal break. On the daily time frame. Okay. So on the 4 hour time frame, I was looking for price to return to this gap here, but price came to this small gap and then reacted from that gap. But better still is 50% retracement here. Okay. And then mitigation of the gap. Okay. So that's all that matters. All right. So we had this 54-hour shift here, internal, like fractal shift. Okay. And we've had this shift here. Okay, on the 4 hour time frame. So okay. So on the 15 minutes time frame, on the 15 minutes time frame, okay, the recent price action, as you can see, price gave an inducement here, mitigated this decision and order block, and then went up to break that high. Okay. So we've had a valid break of structure here to the upside. Okay. That's a valid break of structure to the upside. So I took this trade here on this order block. All right. Because of this inducement. Okay. And also liquidity. 1, 2 equal tap liquidity. So my trade idea was this one. I took it at an aggressive entry. This was the trade idea, 3.21 risk reward. Okay. So after breaking that structure, we couldn't close above. We took liquidity here. Okay. And then came down for a structure shift. Okay. So after that sweep here, I took another buy on this other block here. But I closed that early because of um, weekends holding. I don't hold trade through the weekend. All right. Yeah, because of something called slippage. All right. So I closed that trade around this side for a 1:7.7. It was 7.2 or yeah. So as price came back, this one was an aggressive entry for me. So I expected price not to close below this low. All right. But as you can see, price closed below. All right. So I'll be waiting to see how price reacts. If price will break and close above this, or price will give me a bearish move again for this to be considered as a major inducement, then I'll sell on this supply zone. Okay. So that's my narrative for GBPUSD2. All right. So kindly subscribe to this YouTube video and then let me know what video you would like me to do. All right. So I'm trying to help all people to like get something out of the market. All right. So let's help ourselves. All right. So like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you.